The Baldur's Gate 3 patches here. Do they have patch notes? Oh my god. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. We just released patch number 3. Inspiration, freedom, and pacifism. There's a huge list of improvements, balance changes, and fixes to the patch. Oh my god, are we gonna have to do another run? There's a video? Can't wait till they add Monk. Dude, me too. Monk and Bard and Paladin. Barbarian. Okay. Sound check.
Hi everybody, and welcome to community update number 11 for Baldur's Gate 3.
It's number 11, so they showed the 11 dice. God, Swin's eyes are so blue. Oh, man. You could get lost in those things. Look at them.
3. We just released patch 3 today.
That's an owlbear. We fought that.
And it features a whole bunch of things that address feedback that you've been sending us via Reddit, via Steam, via our own forums. We looked at them and we started making changes to the game. And
did you add the monk?
Today you are going to see the first rollout of a whole bunch of these changes.
Who's that? That's a playable character. No need to be so secretive. You can trust me. That's what they're talking about, the little lock to get the Yankee artifact in Shadowheart's inventory. I hate that I know that. I've played this too much.
A bold statement, if not an accurate one.
We started making...
I have his shirt. I have that
our
shirt.
companions a little bit more tolerant. We noticed that you didn't like Shadowheart nitpicking...
Who had a problem with Shadowheart?
About every single little thing that you did, or Lysel telling you, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that. So what we did is we made them more tolerant, we focused more on the positive sides, but they still will have very strong reactions whenever you're going to do something that they feel strongly about.
I will never understand your kind.
The second thing we did is we looked at how DC's difficulty checks were handled in the game. We changed our strategy a little bit, so you will have less catastrophic failures. And if you have a failure, like you rolled a 1 for instance, as happens so often.
I don't like that. I've never seen that in my game. I always tell him to fuck off, and I beat the shit out of him. He's never touched my neck before. That's also why I didn't fuck him. I didn't want him to come anywhere near my neck. I didn't want him to get any fucking ideas. I've never seen that before, and it literally made me jump when I saw it. I didn't like it.
Me, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to get a second chance. This is something that a dungeon master would do around the table, and we figured that at these really key moments in the game, it would be important that we also let you...
No! You roll a 1, you're fucked. Don't let them roll again just because they fucking sucked. You take your 1. That's what you rolled.
You have a second chance.
Same as the drow. But Master Halson said he'd turn eventually.
I hope you can turn that off. Larian, hello? Please allow an option to turn that off. I don't want that.
If you failed that second check, there's still going to be hope for you because we fixed the inspiration UI also. So now you're going to see exactly how much inspiration points you have, and there's a handy little tutorial that's going to explain you how they work.
Re-rolling gameplay tutorial. Use an inspiration point to redo a failed roll. Keep in mind inspiration points are rare. Can anyone tell me what that is? I don't know what an inspiration point is.
We also gave you now the option of getting experience for bypassing combat. So in the past, if you persuaded somebody not to kill you, you wouldn't get experience points. But now, you're actually going to get experience points, which is pretty cool. We've removed the surfaces. The surfaces from cantrips, like fire...
Firebolt was how I did like 95% of my damage. They removed that? Let's go back. I pause a lot when I watch things, I'm sorry. It's basically a GM giving you the option to re-roll when you fail as some kind of reward. So if you do something really cool, you get an inspiration point. Inspiration is basically the DM deciding to give you an anytime you use an advantage for playing some big moment true to your character or doing. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Pretty cool. We've removed the surfaces from cantrips, like Firebolt.
Shit.
Or Acid Splash, or Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost surface removed? Literally, that is how... Okay. So in my last playthrough with Liz the Warlock, I stopped using Firebolt as much. I switched over to Ray of Frost. I can count so many times that them slipping on ice saved me. I even made it part of my commentary. I always made a point to note that, oh, we missed the initial attack, but luckily for us... Oh, I just saw a nipple. Sorry. Luckily for us, they slipped on the ice anyway.
So those cantrips are not going to create ice surfaces or acid surfaces anymore. You will still get surfaces from casting the spells, but not on the cantrip. We also made it so that now if you go to rest, if you take a short rest, you will get 2 short rests per long rest. So
good.
It's not limited to 1 short rest per long rest anymore. This
good.
Very beneficial for character classes like the Warlock.
Yes.
One of the things that we did that's going to be very welcomed, I think, is that whenever you get a level 2 or level 3 spell, you can now upcast them directly from your UI. So you just have to click on the button, select if you want to cast it at level 1, level 2.
That's a very good change. What I've been doing up until this point was so this bar on the right side, you can extend this out to be all the way over to the right. And I had multiple hotbars. I think you guys can see that. Yeah, there's an arrow right there. So I had cantrips on one bar, level 1 spells on the second bar, level 2 spells on the third bar. And that's how I organized it. But this is much better. Much better.
And you're going to get that spell cast at the correct level. Another thing that we did is that whenever you jump over a chasm, your followers or party members are going to jump automatically over it.
Yes! Oh, Sven, you beautiful... Swedish? I just assumed he was Swedish. That's... Oh. I can't tell you. Like, I had to edit out like 5 minutes. Belgian? Okay. We love him anyway. I had to cut out 5 minutes of an episode. It was specifically in the Hag's lair, and I had to progress into the lair, so every character I had to click on jump, click on jump, click on jump. Then I decided I needed to have a rest before we got into the fight because I didn't have enough of my spells back. I tried to rest in the dungeon, and of course, it's the Hag's region, so I wasn't able to rest. So I had to walk everyone back up, jump over the same chasm, run out of the area, rest, run back in, jump every single individual person back over, and then I was ready to continue playing the game. That's a great change.
Also, that is going to heavily reduce the amount of clicks you need to overcome like really complicated obstacle parkours. And like this, there's been many improvements. There's a lot of fixes also. There's a lot of...
What if you say you jump with your fighter, someone who has a lot of strength, and they can scale a wider distance? How do they handle the wizard in the back who can't jump as far? How do they... I wonder if he would just stand there, because he can't do it.
More stability, performance optimizations that were done, lots of polish, you'll see better lighting, better cinematics, etc. So quite a lot of work, but that's not where cinematics, etc. So quite a lot of work, better lighting, better cinematics, etc. So quite a lot of work, but that's not where it's going to end, because after patch 3 there will be patch 4, which we plan now somewhere after the holidays. And in patch 4 you can expect quite a lot of bigger things being added and more feedback of the community being integrated into the game. Unfortunately, this patch breaks save game compatibility.
Yeah, we knew about that.
Eventually, we started making changes in the story, adapting to the way that you guys have been playing. Also making changes that we needed to do to anticipate certain things later in the game. And so we can't make that work with existing save games. However, fear not. If you were engaged in like a really long campaign and you wanted to continue playing with your existing save games, you can, because we allowed you to go back to another branch and you can use your existing save games. Mind you, they're not going to be compatible with anything going forward, but you can still continue on your existing save games and finish that EA content if that's a thing you want to do. And if you want to know exactly how to do that, just go to the patch notes. It will explain to you in detail how you can access your previous branches. That said, thank you once again for playing early access. The game has been a huge success for us.
Good.
We are getting an incredible amount of feedback. We've compiled over 100 pages of things to do. We're now in the process of executing all of those things. It'll take us several months. but the net result is going to be a much, much better game. And that, of course, is the reason why we are in early access. Thank you very much. Take
God, look at those blue eyes.
care, everyone.
Look at those. Do you think Sapphire ones were, you know, the pick we kept using, Sapphire ones? Do you think those were modeled after Swin's eyes? Ugh.
Everybody, and see you very soon for the next patch. Take care.
That was great. I'm very excited about that. Very excited. I kind of thought, maybe we can read the patch notes. I kind of thought that they were prepping for a new companion. Roadless travel is now rewarding. Our games have always been about rewarding Okay, so the XP change was phenomenal. Because it always felt like the best thing for your character to do was fight. And if you didn't fight, you could get behind on levels. I know on Liz's playthrough, our Warlock, where we fought like everything, I was like a level ahead of where I was on Sam's playthrough, our Rogue, just because I was fighting more. I like took more opportunities to actually fight people. I hate this. Neat 2 is double the value of 1. More adventuring, less resting. That's good. I did see a post on Reddit a little while ago saying that surfaces were too strong. And they were complaining because it felt like it was left over from the Divinity games where you would be putting fire everywhere. And yeah, surfaces were really good. So I think Gale inherently lost a lot. I would say Gale was probably my number one companion in this last playthrough. Like, I needed Gale to be successful. And the fact that I can't just put ice down everywhere is certainly going to complicate a lot of things. A lot of things. Improved character follower movement. Added a option to hide your helmet. Good. Added a trajectory preview for force application when using spells. Allow characters to now correctly stop running when force turn mode is activated. Companions will now jump to follow the player character. Fixed and re-enabled Larian cross-save between all platforms. Awesome. Assorted tweaks to companions and approval ratings. The combat AI now accounts for falling from jumps. Okay. One bug that we encountered quite a bit was our Warlock was able to cast Eldritch Blast. We picked that as our main damaging cantrip, and we upgraded it later to have a knockback effect. The knockback, if we hit someone and they were on the high ground and they fell off, like it could be 200 feet, they would just land on the ground and not take any damage. So it doesn't sound like that was addressed at that, but I hope they're very aware of that. Changed AI behavior archetypes for the boar, intellect devourer, and tiny spider. So that sounds like ranger pets. Combat music no longer ends when a character joins combat. Audio configuration now updates on selection of an option. In multiplayer, our clients can now hear the dice roll events of a player in dialogue. Oh! Decluttered the hotbar UI by allowing selection of upcasted versions. That's a phenomenal change. Improved look of toggleable passives that can be added to your hotbar. Improved some skill tooltips and character creation. Added a tutorial for inspiration points. Thank you, I need that. Adjusted emotions and lookouts in certain areas of cinematics. Camera tweaks and lighting improvements in certain areas. That looked great with the owlbear. A large patch of improvements on emotions and attitudes. Improved fade timings. Like the crossfade at the end, or the fade to black or whatever. Improve blending between poses. Yeah, so like Maga, that the druid leader, she would go like back and forth depending on her mood. Maybe this is a little. Maybe this is what that's improving. Any dialogue associated with a mask will play before equipping it instead of after. We know exactly where this took place at. and we put the mask on. And then all we had to do was open our inventory and take it off. Jumping down a hole now teleports any following characters as well. Overhauled stealth/unstealth weapon logic for more consistent behavior. Experience is now rewarded for avoiding combat. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Added a new sound for rolling initiative. Wow, this is actually a big patch. Fixed Kaga's denounce scene to prevent nearly identical nodes from repeating. Do you think that's what we were talking about? Cool, dude. No new classes. I was kind of thinking that demon that we saved on the North Road, the one that was being hunted by the paladins, the demon that we saved, I was kind of thinking that might be a companion. I don't know if we have all of the companions that are going to be in the game right now, but it kind of seemed like we'd be able to pick that character up and add them to our party. And I was kind of expecting that to happen here. But the future holds more. Yeah, this was fun. This was fun to look at.